welcome everybody to another round of World of Tanks subscriber replays. My name, as always, is Maxwell, and today's first video is from the user Protheus4526. That's Protheus4526, and he's driving the Leopard 1 on a standard battle on the Sand River. Leopard 1 being the tier 10 medium tank for the Germans. So straight away he's going to be heading to the northern flank, as a good medium tank should probably do. Going to be heading up there, trying to see if he can get some early spots on the enemy. He's got his gun centered on that sand dune ridgeline there, just in case the T-69 decides to pop his head over. Don't have any light tanks, so not really expecting anybody to be too far up the field this early on. You can see he's got the support of that Leopard PTA also coming up. So just going to get himself up the hill and see who we can spot out and see if we can get some early damage on people. Not really expecting them to be in this position. Obviously, it's a little bit longer of a trek from where he spawned at the northern base than it is for the southern base to get into position. Going to be taking a position right on the top here. And there's a surprising lack of tanks in the area. A little bit unusual there. Decides to back off just in case. Not really sure if he's been spotted or not. I can't remember if he's got Sixth Sense. I'm sure we'll find out in a second as a T-57 appears. Along with, who else was that? That was the T-69. So a couple of auto-loaders just hoving into view there. So just going to have to take cover behind the mountains. He does have Sixth Sense. So wasn't actually spotted on top of the ridge there. Decides to just leave the area, leave the Leopard PTA to try and defend the pass there. There's a couple of heavy tanks are coming in, the IS-8, WZ and the E-75, so let them duel with everybody, and Protheus just going to head to the second ridge line and see if he can get some sneaky damage on some people that are dueling with the guys in front of them, so not really expecting to see anybody appear from the sides. Does have the engine power to get up this hill, which is good, or else he'd just look a little bit silly there. IS-7 joining the fray. Going to see if he can shoot somebody in the side. Gets a good hit on that T-69, but immediately takes some damage back from him and actually gets ammo racked. So having to use his repair kit very, very early to repair that damaged ammo rack there. Indian Panzer crests his turret over the top of the hill, but both of them just fire at each other. Nobody gets any damage. Indian Panzer misses and himself bounces. Going to try and get some damage through the side of that T-69's turret. A little bit unfortunate to bounce that shot. Not quite sure where it landed, but he should have easily been able to go through the side of a T-69's turret. So a little bit unfortunate there. T-69's actually crested back up the hill in order to get a good firing position on the Leopard, and indeed is able to get two good penetrating hits. But does take one hit in return. Second shot misses. That Indian Panzer still sat pretty on top of that ridge there on full hit points. But Protheus just trying to be careful of this T-69. Lured him into having a bad shot there, and he missed. And again bounces on the turret of the Indian Panzer there. So a little bit unfortunate. Probably keeps hitting that gun mantlet. Finally able to get a good shot through. Not quite doing a huge amount of damage, but it's enough to scare him down off the ridge there. And that just leaves this IS-7 to duel with the WZ and the IS-8. Oh, gets a good hit through the side of through the front of the T-69's turret. Takes two good hits in return though, and the T-69 does decide to back off. He's still got the hit points to be able to trade here, so does decide to stay up on the ridge. Just manages to hit the dirt there. Now he's going to have to back off with only 500 and some hit points left. Going to leave this to his allies to deal with. Although that IS-8 has just been taken out. T-30 coming over the ridge. Gets a good hit through the front of his armor. T-30 down to 700 and some hit points. It looks like there we go. The WZ 11114. That's a lot of ones. Gets himself taken out in that little gully there. But as you can see, everybody on very, very low hit points. Somebody with an auto-loader there could just come and absolutely clean house. As it is, the team is losing at 9-2 at the moment. So not going particularly well for the Allies. Protheus under the assumption that everybody's just going to be heading down this valley now. And indeed they are. Spots out the IS-7. Takes him out first as he's the biggest threat. Drops back while he reloads that gun. T-69 not paying any attention whatsoever, and that is kill number 2. 2 kills in quick succession for Protheus there, just coming back up onto the ridge where nobody expected him to be. and able to take out the IS-7 and the T-69 from the side there. He's got to be careful because his T-30 was coming in this direction. Spots the Indian Panzer, kills the Indian Panzer. Very good snapshot there. Looked like that one went through the turret, or at least that's where he was aiming. So it was a little bit lucky there as he's bounced a few times on that turret. Finds an IS-7 in the distance there, but again, he's got to be careful because there is a T-30 lurking somewhere around here, and the enemy's got some big, big tank destroyers. They're just going to have to play this one smart. He's been spotted out, so he's just got to drop back off the ridgeline. Deciding that it's probably a good idea to relocate, so he's going to speed this one up a little bit until he takes his position. Driving around on these rocks obviously takes a long time, so don't want to bore you guys with just pointless driving. Oh, a little bit unfortunate there to get his tracks destroyed from a little bit of a sharp drop there. Luckily, there's no tank destroyers looking in this direction, as he's already used his repair kit to fix that ammo rack very early on in the game. Just allows his camo to kick back in again. There was a T-28 prototype somewhere over this ridge. Looks like he is missing now. Got to be careful of the Jagdpanzer E-100 because he's just going to ruin Protheus's day. With only 500 hit points left. Really got to be careful. Now he's been spotted, so that T-30 is probably looping back around to this position to try and get him. Oh, a little bit unfortunate to bounce that one on the T-28. The T-28's turret is a little bit funny to penetrate sometimes. Just don't want to crest the ridge too much because, like I said, that Jagdpanzer E-100 is over on the left-hand side somewhere. Allied team being able to pull this one back somewhat now, mind, evening up the score at 9-12. Probably something to do with the 3 quick kills that Protheus was able to pick up and the 4 kills of the waffle tractor that the Allied team has. So the tank destroyer is putting up a sterling defense in the southern flank there, and Protheus here has got to defend himself against a T-30, T-28 prototype, and that Jagdpanzer E-100. T-30 not quite moving out yet. He's playing a little bit scared, but to be honest, with the guys that he's got around him, that T-30 can probably afford to push up, because Protheus isn't really going to be able to crest the hill for too long, thanks to that T-28 prototype and the Jagdpanzer E-100 both being here to defend. Oh, takes a snapshot at that T-30. Didn't want to spend too long aiming just in case he got himself taken out. That one was very, very close there. So he's just waiting to take another shot. That one misses as well, but the T-30 just does a little bit of terraforming rather than hit him. Oh, that was a nice shot straight through the front armor of that T-30 now. Just wondering where this just about to say, I was wondering where this T-28 prototype is, because all this time he could have been spending flanking around, and indeed that is exactly what the T-28 prototype has been doing. So Protheus got to switch his attention now, but really this T-28 prototype's got enough hit points to just charge him down, although he's not deciding to do that for some reason. As soon as Protheus turned himself around, the T-28 prototype decided to start backing off. Really not what he should have done, as he had more than enough hit points to be able to duel with the Leopard here. Gets another good shot through the front. His cannon reloads in time, but not quite able to take him out. Left him with just 6 hit points left. Unfortunately for the T-28 prototype, he's got nowhere near the turret traverse to be able to get his gun on target, and it looks like the Jagdpanzer E-100 was in no position to be able to take a shot there. T-30 comes charging over the ridge there, whiffs his shot, just hitting that one in the dirt, and Protheus able to get another good shot on him and take him out of the game, and that just leaves the Jagdpanzer E-100 and the GW Tiger for the enemy team. So the Allies have done a fantastic job here of pulling this game back on, well, back into their favour, actually winning at 13 kills to 12, and they've just got to hunt down the Jagdpanzer E-100 and that artillery. Protheus just hanging back a little bit until they know where the enemy is and allowing his allies to catch him up, so the 3 of them can come in from 3 different angles and hopefully try and deal with the enemy. Spots out the Jagdpanzer there, gets a good hit through his side armor. He's just going to drop back so that he can't do anything, can't get any damage back in return. Jagdpanzer E-100's able to take out the the Waffenträger. But he's going to have that very long reload, and he's moving into view. Unfortunately, his front armor of that pseudo turret a little bit too strong for Protheus to be able to penetrate. Luckily, with him showing side armor to the allied Jagdpanzer E100, hopefully he should be able to take him out as long as he can keep him spotted. Looks like he's actually decided to turn and face that direction anyway. One good shot, and that is kill number 6, and a well-deserved Top Gun medal. Finds the GW Tiger. He's sat in a dried up riverbed. Maybe he wanted to drown himself but couldn't find any water. And this is going to be just an easy case of just wait for the reload and pick up kill number 7 and 5,500 points worth of damage. So absolutely awesome replay there from Protheus 4526. Thank you very much for sending that one in. Stick around because, as always, another game and the score screens are coming right up. And our second replay of the day is from the user Zdrak, or Zdrak, and he's driving the Centurion Mark 1 on a standard battle on Ensk. Centurion 1 being the tier 8 medium tank for the British. Pretty good tank. It's got half decent armor for a medium. Its gun, we'll just take a quick look at the... As with all British guns, penetration's pretty damn good. Rate of fire is excellent, but the alpha damage is a little bit lacking, as we saw there. So, onto this replay. Zdrak going to be taking up a position on this right-hand flank along with his medium buddy there, the T-44. The two of them going to be trying to spot anybody they can coming in along this flank, as the majority of their team takes up position on the left-hand flank. Actually, not really. A few of them making their way over to this right-hand flank now, and for some reason a 3601 taking up residence in the K1. So, a little bit confusing there. But nobody really spotted out yet, so Zdrak just going to move a little bit further down. Looks like the enemy team's pushing pretty hard in the centre there. 3 tanks taken out in quick succession, including that 3601. Spots out a couple of medium tanks on the left here. Sees an Indian Panzer, going to try and get some damage through his turret. But unbeknownst to him, he escapes damage there by backing off behind the building. There is a Panther M10 making a YOLO charge straight up the side. But Zdrak more interested in this Indian Panzer, as he is a much bigger threat at the moment, and he's going to be able to just easily get damage consistently through the side of his turret, as he's not paying attention or looking in this direction. Tries to back off, but gets himself taken out by that Su-152. Excuse me. So Zdrak's got quite a firing squad forming up behind him now, with a couple of heavy tanks and some tank destroyers. Nobody else really seems to be making a push here, as a lot of the enemy team seems to be in the centre there, in the town. And it looks like they've very quickly overrun the allied team, losing at 6 kills to 3 at the moment. See an E25 making an early push in on the base, using his speed there to get into the cap circle. Zdrak did drop back just to be sure that he wasn't going to come around and flank behind everybody and just get free damage through everybody's rear. Looks like that's not his plan. Starts to make a run for it. Going to play around the houses with this train car here. E25 deciding that discretion is the better part of valor. I'm just going to keep running around, but no, for some reason makes a break down the long straight road where there's nothing to hide behind and nowhere to go, and just gets himself taken out. Absolutely no idea why he decided to do that. Should have really broke left and gone over the open ground, but like I said, decided to go down the long corridor of the train line there and just gets himself eliminated. But anyway, that is kill number 1 for Zdrak. Now the Allied team making a good push on the enemy base there. It looks like a lot of the enemy teams decided to drop back and try and defend that one. So just going to set himself up and try and get some damage on whoever he can. Gets a good hit through the side of that AMX-12T. Was looking in the wrong direction. Not quite able to pick anybody else out. It's just surprising that nobody else has really made a push for the enemy base. It looks like pretty much everybody has dropped back to defend the base here. So that's going to be good, because as everybody's looking over to that right-hand flank, Zedrak's able to just continuously put damage through the sides of these tanks who don't really know that he's here. It looks like the KV-3 finally fires in this direction, but gets himself taken out for his trouble. And here we go. It's finally an M6 heavy tank moving in on base. So Zedrak going to drop back and just try and take this guy out. There's no point pushing straight down the line there to assist that Ferdinand just yet. And allowing the M6 to get a base capture off. A little bit unlucky not to take him out in the center. Well, I say a little bit unlucky. He's still got a decent roll there. So there we go. Finally able to take out the M6, and that's kill number 3. Still hasn't taken any damage yet. But it looks like he is alone against 5 opponents now. So we're going to have to play this one very carefully. Luckily, he's against a tank destroyer. One light tank that is going to have the speed and agility. But the rest of the guys, the IS-3, KV-5 and T-34, are considerably slower than he is. So hopefully he's going to be able to lead them on a merry chase and pick them off one by one. The only thing he's going to have to be careful about is if they play smart and all move as a group. Looks like they've actually started a base capture here, so Zedrak just going to head back the way he came. I'm going to come at the base and see if we can do something better. Knows he's got plenty of time left on the clock. Just going to try and get a shot on that KV-5. But it looks like he's hidden behind the building there. There we go. He's able to find the KV-5. Oh, a little bit unfortunate there not to be able to take him out in a single hit. The IS-3 appears and shoots him from behind, but weirdly doesn't actually get any damage on him. So it looks like he must have hit him at a sharp angle and just damaged the track there. Nice snapshot on the move there, taking out that 12T. Does get a big hit from that T-34 and the KV-5. Now the two of them just going to team up on him. If this IS-3 can sneak in from behind, there we go, a good bit of damage. Now what he's going to have to do is hit this T-34 and go straight past him. Hopefully the T-34 should have moved in to block him there, but luckily for him he didn't. Doesn't quite have the turret traverse to be able to get his gun on target, so just leading him around is able to get some more damage on him. Then he's able to take out that KV-5 and leaving himself with nearly 300 hit points left and a T-34 IS-3 and an SU-100 to deal with. Not really sure where this SU-100 is, so he's going to have to play it carefully. The IS-3 deciding to man up here and charge him down a little bit. Really should have waited for the T-34 for both of them to go together, as Zedrak's got this big corpse of the KV-5 in the way here. Looks like the T-34 is playing it smart and coming around from the right-hand side, but he's able to get some great damage through the front of the IS-3 there. T-34 rushes his shot a little bit. Oh, IS-3 rushed his shot as well and just about didn't get any damage on him. I think he actually missed that shot. Zedrak has the reload speed compared to the IS-3, and he's able to take him out and pick up kill number 6 and a Top Gun medal. And he's reloaded in time to be safe from this T-34 for now. Got to play it carefully though, because the T-34 does have the alpha damage to be able to take him out in a single shot. I think even with his lowest roll, he's going to be able to take out the Centurion Mark 1 here. So he's got to play it very, very carefully now. This is a tactical game he's got to play. He's got to try and out-traverse the T-34. And looks like the T-34 did the smart thing that time. Didn't earlier on with blocking of the Centurion, but did the smart thing this time of, because he didn't have the turret traverse, to just get on target as Zedrak came around the corner. He drove on into the enemy base himself, and as you can see, he's really just got to try and lure him out into firing just like that, but he's got no repair kit left. If this was me, I'd be counting in my head for that T-34 reload. Is he going to be able to get a shot on target? No, not quite. T-34 playing very cagey with this one. He's able to get back behind the building before Zedrak's able to get round and get his gun on target, and he's almost certainly reloaded now. He's going to have to try and lure him into taking a bad shot again. Sets himself up in a side-scraping position. Was able to get a good critical on the T-34, take his track out, and now he's got him around the corner. He can aim at his leisure, and that is kill number 7. Absolutely awesome play there from Zedrak, keeping cool, keeping calm, and being able to take out all of the attackers by himself there. So now he's just got this SU-100 to deal with, and to be honest, I was kind of expecting the SU-100 to come up the train tracks or up the right-hand flank and surprise him from behind, but it looks like, there we go, the guys in chat are saying the SU is stuck. But with the amount of hit points he's got left, he can't really take it for granted that the SU's not going to show up. We're just going to speed this one up again until we get back into the action. Zedrak deciding to go on the hunt for the SU-100. Going to try and find him somewhere. The team's told him that he's stuck, so he's looking in the usual places for where he's going to find somebody who's stuck. Not quite being able to find him just yet. Last place he was spotted on the map is that G2. And there we go, they've just said he's in G2. So it looks like he got in that position and then just got himself stuck. Not really sure what direction he's facing. He's facing the wrong direction, and that is kill number 8, and a well-deserved victory for Zedrak there, picking himself up 3,800 points of damage and being alone against 5 enemy targets and taking each and every one of them out and winning that game almost single-handedly for his team. It's absolutely awesome replay from you. Thank you very much for sending that one in. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, then please leave me a like or favourite. Stick a comment in the comment section below, letting me know exactly what you thought. And if you're not already, then please consider hitting that subscribe button for more content like this in the future. I've been Maxwell, this has been World of Tanks, and I will catch you guys next time.